Fight one of them, you fight all of them. Hey.
What's cracking, G? It's your boy Cooper. You already know my channel about love, life, and loyalty. And I got a little information piece, a little informative piece for y'all today. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Like, comment, subscribe.
They ain't let the GDs through the door, but they let Broner in. I'm looking at you, and it seems like you wilding a little bit, bruh.
Well, what got you to that conclusion?
So a couple of things. Number one, the Rooga thing was bad, bruh. That was bad. How did he up?
He's a grimy GD, that one.
What's cracking, G, man? I got something slight for y'all today, man. You know what I'm saying? Just something to help y'all get through the rest of y'all day. But anyway, we got Van Lathan pressing Adam 22 about the Rooga interview.
See, you throwing out people's gangs? This is what I'm talking about.
I gotta keep it 1,000.
This is the new Adam where you gang banging and you calling.
No. I'm not gang banging.
Calling out, saying he's a grimy GD is a little bit. Why?
Well, he knows.
I know, but why? When he was here and he said straight up, for somebody that comes from Chicago, because we did hip hop homicides and I was there in Chicago seeing how things go. When he said he did not want to talk about beef, why did you press him?
Y'all see how Adam trying to act tough and shit, you know what I'm saying? Talking about Rooga messed up and everything. But on some real shit though, Rooga did ask him like, hey, I ain't trying to talk about no beef. Leave it over here about the music. Adam took the, what would I say? He still took the initiative to ask this man about Dirk.
Dirk was saying that there was a big show in Chicago that Kanye did. He wanted Dirk to come out. You were going to be there too. Dirk realized and was like, no, it ain't happening. Making it sound like he was all right with being on the same project as you, but the idea of him being in the same place as you was out of line.
It almost looked like you wanted.
Did you watch the interview?
I did watch the whole thing.
Right. How many gang-related or op-related questions do you really feel like I asked during that?
Not that many.
Yeah, like 1 or 2.
But he asked for 0, so why couldn't you oblige him?
Right, that's insane. If I had actually took him at his word right there, I would have probably just said like, all right, you could just drive back to Vegas and not do this interview, because Lil Durk, one of the biggest rappers, definitely the biggest rapper of Chicago, but one of the biggest rappers in America, had just done Academics' podcast, one of the bigger hip-hop podcasts, and in that, one of the premier questions that got clipped and put on Act's YouTube channel was, why or how did you feel about Kanye doing this album and putting you and Rooga on the same thing, inviting you to the same party, the same show, etc. And Lil Durk had like a pretty involved answer where he actually acknowledged Rooga by name for, I think, maybe the first time ever, or at least for in many, many years. And to me, that was just an obvious question I had to ask Rooga. And we actually had a pretty decent conversation about that, because that is just like the most obvious thing that you would ever ask Rooga. And even Ak hit me up after, like laughing, saying like, did Rooga seriously think you weren't going to ask that question? Because he said that he would have based the entire interview around that question because it's such an obvious question.
Adam funny as hell over there copping them plays. He just sat there and did like what he did in the last video I had put out when he was up there like, oh, Academics. He said that if it was him, he would have asked them, he'd have made the whole show about that question. Like, this dude always gotta put it on somebody else. Like, you know what I mean? He can't ever take accountability. That's like the known thing by now about him. But as y'all can see, he trying to talk a little crazy, like everything's sweet. But all he been doing is trying to like act tough with people to get, you know what I'm saying, get them to do something. So he can be like, yeah, they came over here and attacked me. So that he's playing that type of game. Because that's all he been on these last 2 months. He been just on some, I'm going to talk crazy to all these gang members that everybody look at as official. And I'm going to try to treat them like they cornballs, even though, Adam, you are the cornball.
So my thing is like, if you're going to be someone like Rooga, who literally is dissing Lil Durk's friends and family members on every single song, I mean, not every song, but probably more than 50% of the songs, you can't seriously think that you're going to come in and do an interview and not get asked about the most high-profile rapper from Chicago who just discussed you at length on another very, very big hip-hop podcast. Now, the thing that I fucked up is that Rooga pulled me aside and had that conversation with me of saying, like, I don't know if I really like that episode. But his reason for saying that he didn't like it was he just said, he felt like maybe his energy wasn't on point. He didn't say, you asked me too many op-related questions. That narrative started later. Now, what I should have said in that moment was like, okay, I'm going to hit you back because I thought that it was a really good interview and I think that we should drop it. What I did instead was I forgot.
That boy, no, he ain't forget. He funny as hell talking about something. I had forgot. Nah, bro. You tell somebody, hey, I'm going to let you know if I drop the interview. Then the person say, all right, well, yeah, send it to me so I can check it out. And then you play it off like you with it. And then all of a sudden you just drop the interview anyway. Like, come on, man. Like, let's be real. You knew what you was doing when you dropped that interview. You was trying to compete with academics because academics had the dirt interview. And you like, oh, I got his op right here. So let me get his op to slander his name and tell us what's what. But then Rooga wasn't going for all that. So now you got mad and put the interview out. And now you looking at Rooga like, oh, he a grimy GD. Bro, what you talking about, bro? You are from New Hampshire. You don't know nothing about gangs. You've been living in LA with money, buying the gang members around you. You don't know nothing about the real gang members that's, well, you got real gang members around you, but they're around you for the money. You ain't grow up with them like, this is my family. It's a difference.
What I did instead was I forgot and I just dropped it anyway, because to me, I like the interview was good and there was just almost nothing that narrative, the op narrative, that caught me by surprise.
Adam,
he didn't say that to me beforehand. And when you watch it, I barely asked him about anything. It would not have even made sense for him to say that was the reason he didn't want it to drop.
So listen, this is why it's the white devil Adam 22 right now. This is why. What you just gave right there is a completely salient, like, obviously
logical response.
But you left some things out.
You know what we call that? We call that standing on business.
There you go. Standing on business. Standing on business. Look at you now. See?
Standing on business.
Standing
man.
on business now is what you're doing. Okay. But let me
Stood on it.
Let me ask you a question. Did Rooga, prior to the interview, tell you that he didn't want to talk about that? Yes or no?
He did briefly say that.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't. I had 10 op-related questions that I did not ask him because he said that. But the Lil Durk one was like, you got to ask that one.
But hold on, though. So that's the thing. The thing is this. Everything that you just said, as somebody who interviews people all the time, people in media, nobody's going to disagree with you. That's like, you know how many interviews have been pitched to me and somebody has said, either it be a label person or a PR person, hey, don't ask about this. And I'll say, okay, well, I don't need to have this person on. Like, if I can't ask about that, if you're going to come on here and I can't ask about that, I don't need to have this person on. Gets a little devilish when you say that you won't do it, and then you get them on the camera and you ask them about it anyway.
He did not specifically say he didn't want to talk about that. He just said,
well, that's what he says.
And he's a liar. He did not say that he wanted me to do an interview that was entirely free of any beef-related questions.
I know black folks know what I mean when I say motherfuckers like Adam like to play the word game. You know what I'm saying? The word game, like, oh, like I asked him. I mean, no, he told me he didn't want to speak like too much about the beef, but he didn't say like, oh, he didn't want to speak about this beef over here or what's going on over here. Like, bro, come on now, nah, you're just a messy person, bro. This is what you do. You built your whole content on causing drama and stuff like that. That's what you do, man. You know what I'm saying? See, most people, they would accept Adam if he just be honest and be real. Like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. But no, he gotta always play that, oh, I'm not a part of it. Like earlier when he said, oh, I'm not a gang member, he purposely said that on camera. So if some stuff kick off between him and some, you know what I'm saying, certified members, the police might end up not helping him because they looking like, oh, so you playing both sides. You gang banging, dissing gangs, then when they coming after you, you come get us. You know what I'm saying? That can bring a lot of bad stuff, you know what I'm saying, bad shit to his doorway, you know what I mean? Sorry, I'm not trying to curse like that, you know what I mean? But, you know, bring a lot of bad shit to his doorstep, you know what I mean? And oil shit, his doorstep and his studio, to be honest.
He just said that he didn't want to make the whole interview like that. So for anyone, I challenge everybody watching this to go watch it and tell me if you think that that was an overtly beef-based interview.
So
it might have been the interview, the least beef-related interview that Rooga has ever done in his life. In fact, I would bet money that it was the least beef-related, op-related interview he's ever done in his life.
So if you're saying straight up that he's lying, then that's a different thing. But he says, hey, I didn't want, so there's 2 points. He says, hey, didn't want to talk about any beef. Then he says,
he never said he didn't want to talk about any beef. He just said, I don't want to do a ton of those questions.
Okay.
So I asked him about the most mainstream, well-known beef that he has addressed 10,000 times in songs.
After that, you conveniently forgot.
Right.
That's not even halfway horns. It's like 5-inch
I
horns.
should have called him and told him, yo, I'm dropping it anyway.
Okay. What's with
same end result?
What's with the new bravado? You feel different? You feel different.
Yeah.
You feel different, right? Because you out here talking your shit, you telling people to slide, you doing all of that.
Because you go through this time period in your life where you're listening to rap music and you're hearing all these dudes talk about what they're gonna do, etc. And I kind of had this epiphany. All I gotta do is call their bluff. And they're not gonna do anything. So I called multiple bluffs and I raked the chips in. I'm a poker player. I raked the chips in because the reality is that these are logical entities out here who for the most part behave logically, and there is not enough insanity lurking around in their brain for them to come do something physically to me. Now, if they would like to, I'm here.
They're going to.
Sure.
Come do it. Sure. What I'm saying is, the more you invite that, the more that energy gets invited, the more it's not even gonna be one of those guys. If you make yourself a trophy, somebody's gonna compete for you.
Well, here I am, standing on business, Van. I ain't worried about that shit. Motherfuckers is all talk.
Look at this.
They are.
Look at so Adam. What? And by the way,
and then they run and hide their hands after they fucking after I call the bluff. It's like, oh, well, nobody's want to risk their freedom. Nobody's going to do anything. Okay, I'm not even talking about Rooga right now. I'm just talking in general.
Well, not even Rooga.
Right, yeah.
But because I've just seen you, it just seems like you're running around with a different type of battery in your back right now.
It's not even a battery that's in my back. If there is a battery, if there was any software installed in me, it's just realizing, you have nothing to be worried about.
Right, because
everybody's
pussy.
I'm not saying everybody's pussy. For sure, there's some real ones out there.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I'm beefing with them.
You don't think who are you beefing with?
I don't know. Nobody really.
So
nobody doing nothing.
So if you're not beefing with anybody, then you're not saying that anybody's pussy. But if you're saying that, you're not, if you're saying that if you're into it with somebody and they're not gonna do anything, then that's a direct challenge for them to do something. This is what I'm saying. Forget about all of that. Because I'm not a street nigga, and I don't think that you are either. Are you a street nigga? Because something might have changed.
No, sir.
You're not.
You people like Van Lathan, one of them guys that don't come off super threatening, and then when he get in the room, he start pressing that line, but in a more nicer way, so it don't look all hostile. Because Van pressing him. He pressing him. That's why he said, okay, so you saying beefing. Who you beefing with? You're not beefing nobody, but you sending direct, direct shots at somebody. You know what I'm saying? He basically trying to put it out there bro, all right, you cannot play both sides because that's what you're doing. You may act like you're not playing both sides, but clearly you are. You can't be talking about these dudes saying this, saying that, saying ain't gonna do nothing, all that woo, rah, rah, rah. You know what I'm saying? All that BS. And then say that, oh, I'm not beefing with nobody. I don't have no problem with nobody. Yada, yada, yada. Nah, dude, because you trying to play them police games. That's what you're doing. You're trying to play them police games. But what's going to happen when the police not there to save you? What's going to happen where these people wanted you so bad they found a way to get you? You know what I mean? Because anybody can be touched. But yeah, man, it's your boy Cooper, man. I just wanted to give y'all a little something for today to watch. You know what I mean? I'll try to get something else out later, but we'll see, because your boy got to go work on a car outside, man. It's 100 and some degrees. Let me see. It's 107 outside, bro. people on Facebook been talking about, man, y'all need to stop complaining about the weather. Woo woo, man. Look, I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying, bro, I don't go outside until it's nighttime because of this heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to be out there cooking. Boy, I don't like having to take 10 showers a day. Like, come on, bro. Sweating out every outfit I put on. But yeah, man, hey, I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, checking in with me, man. It's your boy Cooper. My channel about love, life, and loyalty. That's something my homie say, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You know what? Before I end it, let me tell this to all my folks. PML, real quick. You know what I'm saying? PML to all the brothers, you know, all the BOS out there, you know what I'm saying? PML, but hey,